good morning. I'm about midway through my endurance slash tempo slash threshold ride today. There really isn't much of a difference between the day one ride, which was an easy 100 or 120 base ride, and this one. The same rules apply, pacing yourself and everything, except that for this particular ride, you should do some efforts and try to hold your power at least at the lower end of tempo to the sweet spot. So sweet spot, commonly known in cycling, is where you are breathing heavy. There is some effort, but you won't burn out or get destroyed by it. So right now I am heading towards the coastal road they call in Singapore, and it's just by the runway of Changi Airport. I'll catch you again towards the middle of the ride. So, how does one identify sweet spot? One way is you should not be able to complete a full sentence usually in a conversation, and the effort is more like a sustainable effort for say an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. So even if you don't have a power meter or heart rate monitor, you can kind of use feel to gauge. It's about a 1.5 hour to 1 hour 45 maximum effort, but not dying, you know. So for sure some fatigue, and because today is my endurance tempo come threshold ride, I'll rotate between sweet spot, tempo and endurance, and a little bit of hard efforts. So it's kind of a mix ride, but because my last 2 days were quite hard, today will be kind of a moderate kind of effort. This is Coastal Road. The whole stretch from Changi Village all the way to the end of Coastal, where East Coast Park ends, is about 15k. I used to hate this road. Okay, so one thing about sweet spot rides, according to the literature, it is considered a higher end of threshold. Lower end of threshold. So just between zone 4 and zone 5, and it's supposed to give you your best bang for buck in terms of performance improvement, because you are able to tax your body just enough such that there is fatigue and room to grow, and yet it's at a sustainable effort for say an hour and a half at least. So for today's ride, I will insert some efforts. It could be up to zone 7 even, but for a short period. So if you know your route well, that will help a lot. So most of the time I'll be at tempo, and then when I feel good enough, or at the area where is usually where I do some efforts, I'll put it in at that point of time. So one thing to know about structured training is you could end up riding alone a lot, because you have a plan, right, to carry out, and maybe having an easy ride or a group ride with your friends doesn't exactly fit in. So if you still want to go for group rides, for example like a relaxed cafe ride, I suggest you plan your schedule around there as well, so that you don't lose all your friends. Otherwise, if you enjoy riding alone like me, it's okay. Okay, so I've now come to the end of my ride for today. I repeat, it's a mixed ride from endurance, tempo to threshold, and with a few efforts here and there. So it's best if you know the route well for this kind of ride, so that you know when to do your efforts. For me, a guideline will be when your legs feel good during the ride, not in general. So say I'm doing an endurance and then I increase it up to tempo and then I drop and then my legs are fine because it's not a very hard pace, right? So then I do an effort of threshold, or it could be if I'm at a upslope, I'll just go for it at the power that I want, but not super intense. And then yeah, so it's very similar to a very easy base ride, except that there's a little bit more intensity. So again, your legs shouldn't feel too labored actually. You should feel pretty easy. Okay, so we're almost at the end of our week. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourself.